Hi everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about naive-based classification. This is one of the classification technique by using a naive Bayesian classifier, or you may call it as simple Bayesian classifier. Naive-based classifier is also called as simple Bayesian classifier or naive Bayesian classifier. What is a Bayesian classifier here? Bayesian classifiers are statistical classifiers. Okay, to perform the classification on given data, these are one kind of statistical classifiers to predict class membership probabilities of a given tuple. Okay, why are we using this Bayesian classifiers? These are used to predict the class membership probabilities of a class of a given tuple. Okay, what is the probability of the class labels on a given data set or given tuple? We are going to find out by using these Bayesian classifiers. Bayesian classification is based on Bayes theorem. Okay, this classification technique is based on the Bayes theorem. This is the formula for Bayes theorem. Okay, what is the Bayes theorem formula? P of C by probability of Ci by X equal to P of probability of X by Ci into probability of Ci by P of X. Probability of X. Right? Now, P of C by X is a posterior probability of a given data set. Now we are going to know the probability for a given data set by using okay, this equation, right? Okay, so what is X here? X is a tuple. X is a tuple. Okay, it's a collection of the attributes along with its values is represented by using X here. Okay, suppose here we are having one training data set with n number of attributes. Okay, those attributes values, including with values, here we are going to take as input for this Bayes theorem, or you may call it a collection of tuples, right? So what is a CI? CI is a target class which we want to know. Okay, this is the dependent class which we want to predict. Okay, you may say that class labels, either S class label or no class labels. These are the class labels. This can be represented by using CI. CI means C1, C2, C3. So multiple, if you have multiple number of class labels, to represent those, you can use the C subscript I. What it would do? Okay, the given X, the tuple, the given tuple X, okay, belongs to the which class, and after that here we are going to find out the highest posterior probability on a X. Okay, the X tuples are belongings to the which classes, and what is the highest probabilities of that tuple by using this formula we are going to know the maximum probability of a given tuple X, right? This is about Bayes theorem. Now in naive Bayes classification, the same theorem you can use, or otherwise we have one more formula, except this part. Okay, except this one, we have one more formula in naive Bayes classification. Okay, to find out the maximum probability of a given tuple. Let us see. Okay, now this is the one. What is it? What it is? P of x by ci into p of ci is the formula for naive Bayes classification. If you have p of x is constant for all classes, whatever the classes you have, for all those classes, which means yes or no classes, it may be constant one. The data you have, that data should be a constant one of p of x. Then only you can be used this particular formula to find out the maximum probability of the x, of the given x, right? So if we can see p of x by ci equal to p of x by ci equal to phi k equal to 1 to n into probability of xk by ci, right? For this one, if you have multiple values, in x, then by using this formula you can be calculated the p of x by ci, right? This one. So for that, p of x1 by c1, p of x2 by c1 into p of xn by c1, and so on. We can easily estimate the probabilities of same from the given training tuples. P of x1 by c1 or comma x2 by c1, x3 by c1, and so on. Then for each attribute, after that, for each given attribute, we look at whether the attribute is categorical attribute or continuous valued attribute. Each and every time, while before going to apply this naive Bayes classification on a training data set, first of all, we would check the each and every attribute status, whether it is categorical kind of attribute or continuous valued attribute, like that. Okay, and now I'm going to explain one example for categorical attribute kind of data set. Okay, this is my data set. This total data set is each and every attribute of this data set is a categorical attribute, isn't it? If you take age has youth, middle-aged persons, and senior citizens. These are the three different values, three different categories under age. If you will take the attribute income, it has high, medium, low, three different values or categories. Student, yes or no. Credit rating, fair, excellent. These are the four independent attributes I have in my training data set. And what is my target attribute? What is my target attribute? My target attribute is by say computer. This by say computer is a, which kind of attribute is it? It is a dependent attribute. It's a dependent attribute on the given data set. Based on the features of these independent attributes only, we will get this by say computer result. Okay, this is the attribute. We are going to find the classes or class labels. Okay, how many class labels are there in this table? Two. One is no and second one is yes. Two classifications, class labels are there under by say computer. Now, based on this given these tuples of data, okay, these tuples of data, we are going to tell whether that particular person is going to buy a computer or not. If he is going to buy a computer, then we can be labeled with that particular tuple as S. If he is not going to buy a computer, or he is not, he is not interested, or he is not eligible to buy a computer, then we would be labeled that particular record or tuple with a no class label, right? Based on the given data, here we are going to assess that particular person is the person valid person to buy a computer or not. This is my data. Okay, for this, now I have taken one data set. I have taken one data set. The data set is also called as, now I have taken one tuple. This tuple is used to classify, one tuple is used to classify if the particular person age is youth and income is medium and that particular person is a student and credit rating is fair, then if that particular person is having these features, then what is the probability of purchasing the computer? He may buy the computer or he may not. Okay, now we are going to calculate the probability of purchasing a or buys a computer based on this data tuple. If that particular person age is youth, income is medium, and he is a student and his credit rating is fair, what is the probability to buy a computer and what is the probability to not buy a computer? Now we are going to find out the probability for this given tuple X by using naive Bayes classification, right? Now, first of all, this is the formula. We need to find out the probability of yes or probability of no of that particular tuple. Based on this formula only, we are going to justify, right? Or we are going to assess. Okay, for this, first of all, I would like to calculate the P of Ci. How do I calculate this P of Ci? P of Ci in the sense, what is the P of Ci here? P of Ci is a probability of class label 1, probability of class label 1 and the probability of class label 2. Here we are having only two class labels. What are those two class labels? One is yes class label, second one is no class label. Okay, if suppose assume that C1 is S and C2 is no. Okay, if you want to find out P probability of class labels means now we are going to calculate probability of C1, probability of C2 from the given data set. From the given data set. Whatever the table I have shown just now, earlier itself. Okay, from that data type, sorry, from the data set, we are going to calculate the probabilities of these two class labels, right? So first one is probability of by say computer is S, which means C1, probability of C1. By say computer is S in the sense C1, right? C1 equal to this is the values. What are these values here? 14 is total number of records. Total number of records into the table are 14 number of records are there in the given data set, out of which 9 records are class labeled with yes. 9 records are class labeled with yes. So that's why 9 by 14. 9 by 14. 9 is yes, S class labeled record by total number of class labeled record. This is the value. Then P is P by say computer is equal to no, which means now we are going to calculate the probability of C2. Probability of C2. Probability of C2 equal to 5 by 14. What is the 14 total? We have 4 number of records I have. Out of, 14 number of records I have. Out of 14, 9 records are represented or labeled with yes, yes class label. So how many are the remaining records? Okay, it's obviously 5. Okay, left of records are 5 out of 14 records, isn't it? Or otherwise directly you can say that out of 14 records, 5 records are class labeled with no. Labeled with no. Okay. So if you have calculated the probability of C2, then this is the value 0.357. Now calculation of probability of CI is over. Okay, then what we have to do? Now we would calculate the probability of P of X by CA. Okay, this is the P of X by CA, right? So what is P of X by CA? What is X? X is equal to, we have 4 number of tuples under AX. What are those? Age equal to youth, income equal to medium, student equal to yes, and credit rating is equal to fail. These are the different tuples under X. Now let us calculate. Okay, one by one. Let us calculate the probability for one by one. What is the first one? Age youth. Age youth. Now in X place, I'm going to replace age equal to youth. that is A is equal to youth. This is X by Ci. By Ci in the sense it's a C1. X by C1. Probability of X by C1. C1 in the sense by say computer S. So how, if you'll observe the table, how many number of S class labels are there? 9 number of S class labels are there. Out of these 9 number of S class labels, how many members is youth? 2 members. 2 members is youth out of 9 members. 9 S class labels. Okay. So if you will see this one, P of age youth, this is X by C2. Now X by C2. X by C1 is calculation is over. Now we are going to calculate the X by C2. So X is as usual. Okay, first of all, I'm going to write the whether this particular person buys a computer or not. No. Okay, no. So under the no, how many number of records are there in our table? 5 number of records are there. 5 number of records are class labeled with no. Right. Out of these 5 number of records, okay, how many records are under the age of youth? Those are 3. So 3 by 5 is 0.600. 2 by 9 is 0.222. These are the values. So total how many number of records are there under youth? A is equal to youth. Here 2 records are there. Here 3 records are, 5 records are there in the table. If we will check our table has 5 number of records under the youth. Age is youth value. Okay, let us check for that. Okay, if you'll see that data set. The data set, this is youth. Age is youth, 1 record, 2 records, 3 records, 4 records, 5 records. Is it correct? Yes. Under the age, okay, there are 5 number of records are there with the value of youth or category of youth, right? Out of these 5 number of records, okay, how many records are labeled with yes? How many records are labeled with no? Let us check now. This is youth, no. This is youth, no. Okay, this is youth, no. And after that, this is also youth, no. And after this, it is youth, yes. And after that, this is youth, yes. Okay, these are the 3 records are labeled with no, 2 records are labeled with yes. Okay, these are the total values of a youth. The same thing I have discussed till now. Okay, what it is here? 2 number of records are labeled with S under the category of youth. Age is youth, and 3 number of records are labeled with no under the age is youth. Okay, these are the values. So 2 are there out of 9 S class levels, 3 are there out of 5 class levels. Clear? Right. Second one, in the same way, here I am going to calculate for what is the second tuple income. Income is medium. So here income is medium by say computer S, and income is medium by say computer no. Okay, for this 4 records are there, 4 by 9, that is 0.444, and if it is no, this is 0.400. Okay, next for student S, the attribute is student. Under the student, that the category is yes. Student S is, if the student is S, then he may buy say computer S. The student is yes, but if he doesn't going to buy say computer, for this we have the values. Same way, credit rating. Credit rating is fair. Credit rating is fair. So for that also calculation of this. So till now we have calculated P of X by Ci. These are the values for P of X by Ci. Then these are the values for P of Ci. Okay, these are the P of X by Ci. Shoot. Okay, these are for P of Ci, and these all are for P of X by Ci. Okay, now what we have to do, we can multiply all these values by using a formula of P of X by Ci equal to phi of P of Xk by Ci, isn't it? What we have seen in the previous slide. I'll show you that. Okay, this is the formula we have, right? P of X by Ci. So till now we have calculated multiple values. Okay, like this. Now we are going to multiply all the values, then we will get the result. See, till now here we have calculated the probability of individual tuple with S class label and no class label, right? Now, okay, now we can calculate the P of X by say computer S. P of X by S, that is P of age equal to youth by say computer S, P of income equal to medium by say computer S, P of student equal to S by say computer S, P of credit rating fair by say computer S. Okay, so already we have calculated the probabilities of each and every one, right? Each and every individual one. Then we can substitute the values. Okay, this is the final result for P of X by S, right? Now we would calculate P of X by no. P of X by no, that equal to, as usual, same the values you can substitute here, then this is the result. Okay, after getting P of X by S, P of X by no, this is okay, P of X by C1 okay. What is this? This is P of X by C2. This is P of X by C2. Okay, P of X by C1 over P of X by C2 over. Now what we have to do? This is P of x by Ci. Now we can substitute these two values in this formula. Okay, P of x by C1 into P of S. Already x by C1 is calculated, so that value is 0.044. What is the P of C1 value? P of C1 value we have calculated in earlier slide. P of C1, that is P of S, that is 0.643. And this is the result. And if it is P of x by C2 equal to P of C2, P of x by C2 equal to P of C2. These are the values for that. Okay, so P of x by C2 is 0. Okay, P of x by C2 equal to 0.019, right? Into P of no, already we have calculated in starting of this example, right? That is P of C2, 0.357. So this is the answer. Now, which probability is highest? Now check. Probability of S or probability of no is highest. Obviously, 0.028 is the highest one, which means probability of S. So, for the given tuple X, we have found the probability of S is more, which means which person has these three, which person has this kind of tuples record, that person may be purchased a computer. This is the probability of purchasing a computer is more than not purchasing a computer. This is the conclusion of this topic, right? Therefore, naive Bayesian classifier predicts Bayesian computer is S for tuple X. This is the maximum probability of X. So with the tuples, whatever the record, the whose record is nearby this tuple, that persons may be by a computer. More chances we have that persons may be by a computer, right? This is about naive Bayes classification. Thank you.